Man, I don't think I've ever talked about something online before that has gotten so much hate. But today we're going to talk about these berry containers and veggie containers and why I think you should get them. Because these are phenomenal. For reference, I have a lot of kids in my home and a lot of them like berries, fruits, that sort of stuff. The one thing that I was noticing that was such a huge irritation to me was how quickly the berries, the strawberries, the whatever would start to go bad. I typically like to do produce shopping once a week. I want them to last for the whole week. Normally with berries, and depending on what stores you go to, they can last maybe like 2 days. I had seen a friend talking about how she was cleaning her berries and then putting them in a container like this because the container has a little strainer on the inside. So even after you clean all the veggies, when it's sitting in the container, it's going to drip any sort of moisture or anything down below. And she saw a huge difference in how long her berries and vegetables stayed. I tested this out and a few reasons why. Number one, I wanted to make sure my berries could last longer. Number two, I typically just put my berries in the refrigerator or fruit in general because I don't want to wash them right away because that also increases them starting to go bad. And my kids will go into the refrigerator and start grabbing the raspberries and eating them by the handfuls. And I'm like, you did not wash the berries. So having something like this was also going to allow me to wash them and make sure that my kids were actually eating clean fruit versus dirty. Depending on the fruits and vegetables it is, they will last over a week in this container, which I'm so happy about because that's going to save me money not having to buy new cartons of fruits and vegetables. Now, the reason why I feel like this got so much hate from the reviews, and so some tips I want to give you guys is one, everyone was saying, but it's plastic. You should use glass. You should use canning jars. Okay, here's why I don't do that. Remember when I said I have kids? That's why. Kids have the tendency to grab something out of the refrigerator and on accident drop it and it shatters everywhere. I don't want to do that. Number two, canning jars are going to be so much smaller than this big thing. And in fact, this container set comes with 5, which I really like because, for example, like blueberries, as they start eating more of them, it's a really small container that's left. I don't want to have to keep that in my refrigerator, this big container with just a little bit of berries. I can use the smaller version and put that in the refrigerator. So it also saves on space. But some of the tips that I have done with this is number one, if I open the container and there is moisture on the lid, I will just wipe it off. Number two, if you really want to, kind of similar to like putting a piece of bread inside of brown sugar to keep it soft, if you wanted to put a paper towel over the fruit or vegetables in here to help collect more of the moisture, you can do that. Problem solved. Now, I can't get around the fact that this is plastic and this is sealed tight, which is really handy because I can stack things on it in the fridge. I don't have to worry about having just like foil or something like that over it. The containers that the fruits and vegetables are normally in is plastic or like plastic bags, like grapes. I don't really think it's much of a difference. I do like to hand wash these. I don't put these in the dishwasher. Overall, I think this was such a smart decision for me to purchase, especially right with back to school season coming around the corner. I can prep fruits and vegetables for the week. And then when my kids have cold lunch or want cold lunch for that day, I'm able to just grab stuff out of here. If you're looking for a 5-piece set or maybe even a more set, there is a bunch of varieties. So you can take a look at that down below.